We're back again. Welcome back to LA Fishguys. We're on the back side of the tank. You know, as you can see, you know, there's different views of the tank, you know, which keeps the fish happy, you know. Even though the spot back here is narrow, but you know, it's good enough to come back here and enjoy the tank. You know, the fish never get a chance to hide. You know, the fish are very friendly. You know, even the shrimp. You know, there's 2 or 3 different pistol shrimp that are inside of the tank. You can see caves right now, but you know, there's 2 right here, and there's 1 over here. Right underneath here, you see a scallop, a flame scallop. That's not the electric one. You know, we're in the process of putting a few of those in there. You know, this guy's been in there for about 4 or 5 months, and he's doing, you know, real well. We feed a lot of oyster eggs and a lot of microscopic food for them to eat. And as you can see, you know, each side is very different, unique, different caves and structure. You know, on this side we have some green furry mushrooms. As you can see, you know, there's a colony of babies that are underneath that has 5 total. There's 2 that are right underneath it. You know, right now it's not fully open, but when it's open, it opens up. I want to say maybe about 5 to 6 inches in diameter. And the babies, you know, once they start growing, they will eventually, you know, create a home for themselves. They'll move away from mama and come around and you know, create more babies, and you know, which basically will populate the tank. The same thing with these green button polyps. As you can see up there, we have 3. Those are babies from the other colony, and this is how this rock started, with just 1 little polyp. And as you can see, you know, there's hundreds of them on there. You know, the unique thing about these are tentacles and the striping that's inside of the polyp. You know, that's what makes it each animal unique. You know, you have to, you know, sometimes, you know, go get really close so you can enjoy the animal. You know, that's the unique thing about it. And let's see, we have long spine urchins hiding in the back. We have a round Welsophilia brain that's down underneath that has a little bit of sand on them. There's right in between the button polyps, the yellow button polyps, there's a crochet clam that's surrounded by polyps that grew around it. You know.
You'll have to forgive the poor camera work, because even I didn't know what we were looking at, but it is there. At the bottom of the screen, you see the far edge of the mantle of the blue clam.
So, you finished cleaning the inside of the tank, or need to start cleaning the inside of the tank and do your water change, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we're going to start adding water. You know, like I said, I do a Acclimation style water change. To me, it doesn't cost much a shock to the tank. You know, like you saw previously, Jim showed you, you know, the water's pre-mixed, you know, mixed up already, ready to go. You know,
and this is a synthetic salt mix and faucet water.
Yes. You know, it has all the dechlorinizers and all the stuff to remove ammonia, nitrates, you know, remove all the bad stuff, you know. So, you know, right now it's ready to go in. It's nice and clear. You know, as you can see, the salinity on this one is that
You know, I gotta be honest with you, usually that kind of babble is a little bit of bullshit. But you can't argue with the results he's generating in the tank. There's no algae and no problems.
It was about 25, 26, you know, which I wanted it to be a little bit higher due to the fact that the salinity on the tank is at 0.22, so we want to raise it up just a slight bit, and that's what it's going to do. If this salt was a lot higher, I want to say above 20, in a 27, 28 range, you're going to raise it up way too high, you know what I mean? And that's something that you don't want to do. So it's always good to have something to measure the salt, which this is excellent, but high precision is something that you want to have when you're mixing your own water, to make sure that you're putting in the right amount of salt in the tank.
All right, so you mentioned acclimation style water change. That means you're adding the new water while you're taking the old water out?
Yes, I'm adding water in at the same time, you know.
So you've got your pre-made water. I can see there's a little water pump down there, and you'll pump that out. And that'll go into your sump.
That'll go into the sump.
Yeah.
And with his hose securely attached to the filter sump, he'll plug the water pump in and begin to pump the new water into the filter sump.
So you're pumping the new salt water into the tank, directly into the filter.
Yes, this is a control valve. This basically controls the amount of water going into the system. You always want to have a valve to make sure you won't have a water oopsie or
Water oopsie?
water oopsie. You know, so we get the water going in there.
So you got new water going in, and now you're gonna finish what? You're gonna vacuum the inside?
We're gonna vacuum the inside.
Okay.
That is correct. Can I have,
And where's the old water going to?
the old water's going out.
To a drain in the patio floor.
Yes. Jim, you want to go suck on the hose? Come on, Jim.
Hang on.
Okay, for all you people who don't know how to start up a vacuum without having to suck on that, basically, let me show you again. This is how we do it. Nothing in the hose, nothing in there. No suction involved. Gravity. Fold. Dip. Raise. Let go. Fold. Water gone. Fill it back up again. Let go. Water going through.
Hi, my name's Jim Stein. I'm the LA Fish Guy. I wanted to let you know about a new site I found called Aquarium. They have everything you need for your aquarium, from equipment to live fish. It's easy to use and intuitive. Membership is free and you can buy and sell anything to do with fish in a secure environment. Finding what you want is easy. They have some great search capabilities and the directory has businesses from all over the country. If you sell a fish and need shipping help, they offer great advice. If you would rather have a professional like me help with shipping or even weekly aquarium service, you can find us in the service listings. And speaking of service reminds me of my customer, Scott. During a recent service visit, he showed me his Flamingi Tang that's outgrown the tank. He needed to move him out but didn't know how. I told him about Aquarium. He joined up and is finding him a new home. Now he's hunting on Aquaria to find a new tank. There's one now. I bet you Scott's gonna buy it. Guys, Aquaria is a great resource. Join for free and connect with people all over the country that share your passion. Find great deals from aquarium stores and locate certified service to help you out. Do yourself a favor. Check out Aquaria. Reef Hobbyist magazine believes that our hobby, our fellow hobbyists, and the animals in our care are best served by the free distribution of quality information. Reef Hobbyist magazine provides hobbyists with critical husbandry information with an emphasis on marine ornamental breeding efforts. Reef Hobbyist magazine is available for free in local fish stores across the country, or you can subscribe at www.reefhobbyistmagazine.com. Welcome back to the last half of part 4, episode 103. That's 300 gallons in the valley. We're with our service friend Cande of Tropical Illusions. He's got an aquarium service business as well. You might remember him in that rose garden anemone tank. Well, we're with him today servicing a 300-gallon coral reef tank. And if you recall, Cande does water changes with synthetic sea salt and water right out of the faucet. Well, the same thing with this tank, and apparently there are no problems.
I forgot to mention this tank was before, because people are going to say in 10 years, how could, why isn't there so much stuff? This tank, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, had a meltdown.
Oh.
The chiller, his buddy unplugged the chiller from the wall.
Oh.
So it killed off everything. But all these animals, have grown very, very fast. As fast as the tank went down, is as fast as the tank, The tank is 10 years old, And so is the rock. Because all the rock, I salvaged all the rock, and the only thing that we ended up having to throw away was basically the fish. I pre-washed all the rock and got everything back in there, going quick.
Yeah. So you're going through and you vacuum the gravel. I mean, there's no intended denitrification taking place down there.
As far as shooting up the nitrate levels, or?
Well, some people believe in a sand bed should be undisturbed and that it provides some denitrification for you.
As you can see, but at the same time, you have all the waste that builds up.
All that debris and nutrients that are sitting down in the gravel.
So what's really taking it out? You know what I mean?
Right.
When the only time I don't mess with the sand, with the sand level, the sand bed, it's a tank that has not been serviced
in a long time.
Right. Because as soon as you touch it, you basically just open up a package with a bomb in it.
Right. Can of worms.
So I had an experience with one guy, off of a service that I wasn't doing that. He wanted me to move the tank, and I moved the tank, and he had, I assume he never cleaned the tank in about a year. And when I moved the tank, everything lifted up from underneath the rocks, and it was just a disaster. It didn't matter how many sponges and denitrate you used. It wasn't helping at all. And this tank, I moved this tank, various times, different locations, and never a problem as far as the animals not making it or anything like that.
What Cande hasn't pointed out to you yet in regards to his Acclimation style water change is you have to pay attention to 3 water levels. There's the water level in the tank, there's the water level in your replacement water container, and there's the water level down in the filter below.
This is the music part.
And so Cande monitors all 3 of those water levels as he now takes a plastic rod that he can attach a filter pad to the end of and cleans some of those hard to reach areas in the aquarium. And one of the hardest to reach spots in the aquarium is the bottom. Not only is it an extended reach, but also the gravel layer also seems to be more reflective and grows more algae. This is also the point where you're at the greatest risk of scratching the aquarium. Not only is this the area that you're currently working in, but you're probably also paying attention to 3 other water levels as a result of the Acclimation style water change. So make it a point to pay attention, and make it a point to come on back for part 5 as we clean the refrigeration unit and get this big beautiful reef tank up and running again.